Hey guys, welcome back to our flag-specific tactics for Domination in Black Ops 2. This is Plaza. We are on the B flag where we always start. And we wanted to go over first our sightlines and then what we can get rid of and what we can't and figure out where our best place to stand was. Now, of course, you have an entry point sightline here which is blocked but divides them into two paths, which actually ends up making things a little more difficult. You have the sniper spot here, but as long as you're not standing within this range right here, as long as you're not within that range, they can't see you. So, anywhere back there works. Now, there was two spots that I found, depending on the play of the other team. So, the last entry points are the stairs here. Of course, there's a door down there, a window down there, all that stuff. But that all kind of converges into the stairs here. Now, you have basically the same thing here. You have that window, door, and another entry over there. Now, coming through the B section, we have this one hallway here. So, the two places that we found were, of course, depending on which side you're on, obviously. Right by the door here, you can cap the flag from either one of these spots, as you can see here, which leaves you exposure to just this area. If this is the beginning of the game, this is a really good spot to be. There's also another really good spot to be. And the other really good spot to be is right there and right there. And it really depends on how the opponents are playing. At the beginning of the game, if there's two of us, and I have one person in that neighborhood, I'll generally take this area, especially if I got somebody looking this way. I don't really like getting shot in the back, but this area over here, you can actually take it from here, and other than having to worry about somebody coming up behind you, which hopefully you have your, if you know you got a guy up here in the sniper's nest, this is the best spot, simply because he should be able to take anybody coming around behind you. So you're able to crouch down, not be visible, have sight on that wall. And if you have two people, if you are in conjunction with another person and you're on mic, and you got one guy here looking over this way, covering this side, and you got one guy here looking this way and covering that door, you've got full coverage for everything you're going to see here. Now, that's really nice, and that does give you some really good areas to work with on this flag. So, that actually made this area kind of nice, and I'm going to do a little bit of equipment usage because this flag turned out to be so simplistic in how much it is. Now, of course, everybody knows you have the disco room here, but one thing that I wanted to mention, and it's shock charges. Now, on shock charges, I always see people do this. Oh, wait, that's my Betty. Sorry. I see people do that. Or, at best, I'll see them do that. Do this. Even with Engineer, most people aren't looking up for things like shock charges. So if you're going to use a shock charge, you can put it right there. And if he's not looking, it will get him. And especially on maps like this, where you have tons of lights and stuff going on. I mean, heck, he may have Engineer, but is he going to be looking up there for a shock charge when he runs around the corner? No, he's not even going to be paying attention. He's going to come right around. And there it is. And just so you know, here it is. I'm going to shoot it to show you. It absolutely has more than enough range to get you from there. So, little tip on the shock charges. The roof is a great place for them. Again, like I said, if you're coming, it's just mirrored, so I'm not really going to go both sides, because, you can see it's the same on both sides. And you get that right here, and you get that right here crouched down, and you can take this. Now, I'm going to show you the sniper spot real quick, because I'll show you what I mean, that you're only in danger from the snipers in that area right there. So, let me run up there real quick, and we will take a look. Map's so small, I'd cut this out, but no real reason. So, as you can see, B flag, like I said, he can get right there, but that's the best he can get. So, if they are doing snipers, you can be back here, and you're entirely safe back here, other than from this direction. And again, that's something where you get a shock charge up there. Crouch down, make yourself a little more of a target, get up there, and then when you're done, come get your shock charge and carry on. Now, I think that's going to take care of flag B today. This is actually kind of a quick flag, simply because it just came down to how much space can I block off. This side, I block off way more space, and I really only had to concern myself with... So this is my preferred spot. I only had to concern myself with this. And that, again, is assuming that I have even one guy. If I got even one guy standing here with an assault rifle or an LMG, and which is a good, smart place for him to stand, because he's not in sight of the sniper as well. So if you're up here and you want to be that guy who's defending the guys capping the flag, this is a great place. Otherwise, we just go Bouncing Betty, and we can go right there. And again, on that Bouncing Betty, that's where you want to put it. Now, my wall is going to block me from getting hit by my own Bouncing Betty. Bouncing Betty won't be able to hit me. It's not obvious. Unfortunately, it is a Bouncing Betty, so I can't set it on the roof. But, again, if you wanted to, that's now a perfect trap, and I can take this place by myself. Those two things. And again, you get the pieces of equipment there, and the idea is, okay, he might see this, he might see the shock charge, or the Bouncing Betty, so he runs around the corner and he's aiming down, but the shock charge gets him when he's running around the corner. Plus, he'd have to run all the way out here to do it. And most people, they're not going to go that far away. But if he does run out here, shoots out your Bouncing Betty, he may not notice the shock charge still, and he's also alerted himself that alerted you that he's there. So, as I said, just a little piece of equipment usage on that one. Again, if you're using trophy systems, they will actually land in these areas, and they will work through the walls. So, you could put your trophy system... another great place, by the way, for trophy systems is actually right here. If you're running up to here and you throw your trophy system into this area, oftentimes it'll snag the grenades and people won't even realize it's there. Plus, it's harder to hit because it just barely peeks over, probably this much. So, it's actually kind of hard to hit from that spot too, which makes it pretty nice. So those are some good places for those. Again, like I said, you can kind of protect yourself on that side doing that. And if you're not using Bouncing Betties or shock charges, you're still fairly protected, again, most of the time. Because the thing is, you look at it, for him to come around this way, he's going to have to... He has to get here. And as soon as he's here, before he can make it around to you, he's in line for all the snipers, he's in line for anybody here shooting, and he's in line for anybody coming through here. So you're putting him in a position where he is definitely on the weak side. So, that should take care of Flag B. I thank you guys for watching. We'll be back with Flag A and then C. And good luck out there, and have a great day, everyone.